illustrating a normal random variable and its characteristics. So, ang focus nato this time is more on continuous random variable. So these are the properties of a normal curve. The graphical representation of a normal distribution is popularly known as a normal curve. The normal curve is described clearly by the following characteristics. First, the normal curve is a bell shape. Mura siya bell. So, nga na gitsura. Maraming bell. So, kung naanay gunitanan diri sa taas, mura siya bell. Next, the curve is symmetrical about its center. This means that if we draw a segment from the peak, so, bottom line lang ato, symmetrical siya nara. So, ang center nimo is kung unsay makita nimo sa right, mapoy makita nimo sa left. Mura siya sa amin, ni-reflect lang ang itsura. 3, the mean, median, and mode coincide at the center. So meaning, makita nimo diri ang mean, median, mode. Normal distribution na siya pag ang mean, median, mode equal ang values. So next, isa na to. Ikaapat, the width of the curve is determined by standard deviation of the distribution. So, ang kalaparon niya, kalaparon ani, magdepende sa standard deviation niya. Next, the tails of the curve are plotted in both directions and flattened out indefinitely along the horizontal axis. So, kaning tails niya, marog pa rin dali. Then, asymptotic na, meaning dili gina siya mo touch aning horizontal line na to, as well as sa diri pod nga side. Asymptotic po na siya. Next is the total area under a normal curve is 1. This means that the normal curve represents a probability or the proportion or the percentage associated with the specific sets of measurement values. So pag kuhaon daw ang area ani kanitanan infinitely using calculus na ang magamit na actually, ang area ana is 1. So this is itsura sa normal curve. And again, this is just a review because na-discuss na ni sa inyo, especially sa mga taga RS, na ni sa inyo ang grade 9. So a normally distributed random variable with a mean mu is equals to 0 and the standard deviation is 1. That is called standard normal variable. Again, a normally distributed random variable with a mean mu equals to 0 and a standard deviation nga 1 is called standard normal variable. It is presented using standard normal distribution where the center of the curve is 0, nara, which mean and added 1 unit from the center to the right and subtracted 1 unit from the center to the right. So gikan diri 0, then from 0 from the center 1 unit padulong diri, morning 1 standard deviation, 2 units, 3 units. So mao na ni karon ang standard normal distribution. Kumbaga kung i-convert nimo ang mean nimo to standard normal distribution, mahimo siya 0. So later on mas ma-discuss na. So ngani ang itsura when means are not equal but the standard deviation are equal. So again, kung musulti kag standard deviation, kung unsa na siya kalapad imong kuan. So pareha sila kalapad pero lahi-lahi lang sila og mean. So lahi-lahi ang center ani sa 0, ang center pud ani na diri banda sa 1. Next. Kani pud ang itsura pug once ang equal ang mean. So meaning pareha sila center pero lahi-lahi sila standard deviation. So ang standard deviation ani lahi because mas gamay siya, meaning mas pagingani mas dili siya lapad, mas gamay ni siya standard deviation. Unlike ani lapad-lapad maning kaning isa, kaning medyo mubo, kumbaga lapad man ni, so dako ni og standard deviation. So na ang effect niya. Then kanitong example sa di gid sila pareha. Di sila pareha og mean, di po sila pareha og standard deviation. So empirical rule ta. Okay. You can easily understand the functions of normal probability distribution in our real life using empirical rule. Because this rule is used to roughly test the distribution's normality. If data of a random variable fall outside the lower and upper limits of the 3 standard deviation, this means that the distribution is not normal. The empirical rule is better known as 68%, 95%, 99.7% rule. This rule states that the data in the distribution lies within 1, 2, and 3 of the standard deviation from the mean are approximately 68%, 95%, and 99.7% respectively. So kung atong tanaw na, ingana na gitsura. So, example daw, this is the distribution grades of SHS students in statistics and probability. Kung tanaw na to, 75 to 99. So meaning, nasa center sa 87, meaning ang average grade ani is nasa 87. So naman siya sa center. Tapos, 1 unit, morning 99. So from 87 to 99, isa na ka standard deviation. So therefore, kung ato nang i-minus, we have 4. So ang standard deviation diyan is 4. So muna, di kan 87 plus 4, 91, plus 4, 95, plus 4, 99. Minus po ko pababa. And ang one standard deviation is 34% to the right, 34% to the left. So all in all, you have 68%. So meaning, 68% sa imong estudyante nakakuha o gradong 83 to 99. So nga na interpretation ana. Additional nga one standard deviation becomes 95%. Ang 95% na nadiri sa 79 to 95. Interpretation ana 95% of your students got as a grade of 79 to 95. And lastly, ang 99.7% sa mong estudyante nakuha og 75 to 99 nga grado. So nga na pag-interpret sa imong data nga ingani nga normal distribution. So bell shape siya ng symmetric by the mean. So kung tanaw na to, most of the students' grades are close to the mean. So dako og percentage 68% ang nasa 68% sa imong estudyante doon sa average ang scores. So ma-consider nimo nga normal distribution ng score niya. So let's have an example how to illustrate a normal distribution. So example 1. The score of the senior high school students in statistics and probability quarterly examination are normally distributed with the mean of 35 and standard deviation of 5. So the following questions are, what percent of scores are between 30 to 40? And what scores fall within 95% of the distribution? So para mas ma-visualize ang problem, mo ni ang sketch niya. So kung giunsa ni, base rata sa given. Ang given na to, mean nga 35 o standard deviation nga 5. So automatic since mean is 35, so kabalo na ka ang center sa imong kuan, ang center sa imong graph is 35 diri. Unang na 35 na. Tapos since 5 man imong standard deviation, so plus 5 na lang ka mo na diri ka mag 40, 45, 50. Sa baba pod 30 minus 5 na pud ka, 35 minus 5, 30 minus 5 ug 20 minus 5. So mo nang diha ang kakuan. Tapos mo na ni atong graph. So take note, one standard deviation. So nanatay sketch ana karon. So ang question, what percent of the scores are between 30 to 40? So ang 30 na ara si 30, to 40. So 30 to 40, kabaluta, nga nabilong sa 68%. So because that is one standard deviation away from the from the mean. So ang answer dito, 68%. Second question is, what scores falls between 95% of the distribution? So ang 95% is two standard deviation. So meaning, hanto dere, padulong dere. So ang naa-dere nga part is kanisi 25 to 45. So ang answer nato dere, the scores that fall between 95% of the distribution is 25 to 45. So mao ni nga interval ang 95% sa distribution. Meaning 95% sa estudyante ng score is nasa range na 25 to 45. So ingana ang gamit sa distribution table. Ano? Probability distribution na normal curve. Ang normal curve na to. So example 2. Sa example 2, the district nurse of Candelaria East needs to measure the BMI or the body mass and index of an alternative learning system student. She found out that the height of the male students are normally distributed with the mean of 160 cm and the standard deviation of 7 cm. Find the percentage of the male students whose height is within 153 to 174. So again, we are given ang given data nga ang mean nato is 160, ang standard deviation is 7 cm. Then we are asked kung pila ka percent ang na-fall between 153 cm to 174. So use sketching a graph. Standard mean nato is 160. Tapos standard deviation is 7 man. Mao na 167, 174, 181. Tapos pababa punta 153, 146 ug 139. Tapos draw na lang ka og bubble curve diha. And kabalo ka kani dere 1 standard deviation tapos kani ikaduha katulo. Tapos ang question karon 153 to 174. Si 153 is kani to 174. So pila daw na ka percent? So take note of this. Kana nga mga percentage mong kuanon. 34% gikan man dere, 34% dere, 34% ug 13.5%. Hanto dere man. Magana take note nga 34% sunod dere 13.5 po na kinalasan 2.35 2.35. So mao na inyohang i-familiarize nga mga percentage. Kay para mo come up og kakaninduhan na 68 tapos kana kung i-add na nimo na tanan padulong dito 95 kung tanan na gyud 99.7. So since 153 to 174 lang man ang question. So pila ka percent tanan i-add na lang nato 34 plus 34 plus 13.5. So 0.5 8 9 10 11 plus 81. So therefore 81%. So ang answer ani na ay 81.5. Tama ba? 81.5% of the male students ang height is within 153 to 174%. So yan ang application sa ato ang normal curve. That's all. See you next session.